So in this eye, what we can see is very present are the nerve rings. See those rings going round and round? Those are nerve rings, indicate weak adrenals. Okay, if you look at the pupil, it's small, it's constricted, it also indicates weak nervous system. Okay, nervous tension. And the bowels are very chronic. It's almost like a 3D look to it. These are all the bowels. You see how dark it is, and you see how it has fine lines leaching out. This is called reading-iridology. Indicates toxic tunnels of waste leaching out to other body parts and glands. Okay, so it needs to be addressed. The brain section is full of it. Okay, especially right here, the brain section. You have a thick skin ring, indicates you're not sweating properly, your metabolism is not as strong as it should be, and the kidneys are not filtering out metabolic waste as efficiently as they should. And this leads to subcutaneous backing up of acids. So you have the skin ring, okay? Also it means weak thyroid as well. So that needs to be addressed as well. You can see there's a dark line going around the pupil. That's a malabsorption ring, indicates that you're malabsorbed. You're not absorbing nutrients properly because there's mucus plaque blocking the small intestines, and this needs to be fixed as well. There's a purple color going around the iris. This is cholesterol ring, indicates high acidosis in the body. Okay, it needs to address this. And there's also a slight tint of purple in the pupil, indicates potential eye issues like cataracts. This needs to also be addressed. The bowels, to me, are the most pressing. This is the ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon. They are spastic because right here is constricted a bit, enlarged, constricted, and then here's very chronic, then it gets enlarged, okay, and then constricted a bit. So this needs to be addressed as well. So use the bowel strength tincture and the bowel cleanser to move the mucus plug in the small intestines. Very present are the pituitary gland. See right here is the pituitary gland. Okay, see how dark it is, the chronic is right here. And right here is where the pineal gland. The pituitary gland is the gland that controls all the other endocrine glands. And it also controls the pineal gland. And they're both to the chronic side. I would use a glandula, actually. I use a pituitary glandula and pineal glandula as well. Maybe use herbs. If you have sleep issues, which potentially could arise, use herbs to help you sleep as well, okay? To like valerium, skullcap. These are very good herbs to help. This right here, this hits the middle back, and here it hits upper back region. You can see more to the chronic side, and you have nerve rings going across almost every single organ. Okay, and so it's important that you do get the adrenals in check, fix the adrenals. The thyroid is located right here. Okay, you can see it's to the chronic side. I would use the thyroid lift tincture to help strengthen this because you have the very thick skin ring, indicates a weak thyroid as well. So this needs to be addressed. And the bladder is right here. Okay, you can see also the chronic side. Now, when you have a weak bladder, you're gonna have, it's often due to the weak kidneys, which is obvious here in the lymphatic system. And you do have sulfur. I see sulfur and candida, sulfur and or candida in the eye. Okay, that orange color, yellow color tint is sulfur and candida. There's also subacute lymph stagnation on the eye, meaning that you're moving to the chronic side of lymph stagnation. Right here is where the adrenals are located. You can see it's to the chronic side, okay, dark. The adrenals control the kidneys. When the adrenals are weak, kidneys are weak. Kidneys won't filter out metabolic waste. You have the lymph stagnation you see in your eye. That's subacute lymph stagnation. Okay, you also, when the adrenals are weak, you have the nerve rings going around the eye. That's weak autonomic nerve movements. You also have the autonomic nerve wreath around the bowels. As you can see, that dark line going around the bowels indicates weak digestion from weak adrenals. So use an adrenal glandular, adrenal tincture. Use a kidney tea and a kidney tincture as well to help strengthen this part. Right here is where the pancreas is and the ovaries or testes. So ovaries for a female, testes for a male. You can see the pancreas is chronic. Okay, so you need to use a liver and pancreas tincture. Okay? If you look closely right here, this dark line right here, that hits the gallbladder and has the liver. Okay, so you can see both compromised. So a liver and gallbladder tincture. A liver and pancreas tincture will address the liver and gallbladder and the pancreas as well. Okay, for the reproductive area, if you're male, use the prostate formula. If you're female, would use the female reproductive formula to strengthen those parts as well. And here, that's the mastoid medulla. Okay, this is responsible for balance and dizziness, equilibrium issues, and it's very pronounced. So these issues can occur if you don't fix it. Okay, so use the neurological tincture or herbs for the brain and nerves, and circulation tincture to help boost blood flow. So for all these eyes, what I see is most personally are the nerve rings. So weak adrenals, weak kidneys, congested lymphatic system, weak bowels, chronic bowels, malabsorption, okay, and a lot of reading-iridology leaching out to every single body part and gland. So reading-iridology is toxic waste, okay, leaching out to other body parts and glands. It needs to be cleaned up. You have the cholesterol ring, high acidosis. So 100% fruit diet with the herbs will get you a long way. This is going to take a bit of time to clean up though, because it's quite chronic and quite deep, but you will get better with time.